Culture Uncut. This is Culture Uncut. This is Culture Uncut. I am your host, Jason Spears, and Colt fans, we've got a lot to talk about.
This is Culture Uncut. I am your host, Jason Spears, back with a preview of the Indianapolis Colts going to Seattle to take on the 10-3 and surging Seattle Seahawks. They are currently, I think, the 5th seed, but I think they and the Rams have the same record, and I do think they play one more game against each other. So that race in the NFC West is very close. That's a very, very good division. We've already seen how good the Rams are, and we played them very tough, but a loss there. Even the Cardinals gave us a really tough game. Easily could have lost that game, to be honest with you. And we still have the 49ers on Monday Night Football. So we're finishing out our slate with the NFC West. This will be our third matchup going into Seattle, a very difficult, if not the most difficult place to play. Another cross-country trip for the Colts. Kind of stacked against them, and like this game is kind of stacked against them in almost every way possible, even if they were healthy and had a healthy Daniel Jones, but they don't even have that. So I think the Colts are definitely, I mean, obviously they put Ward on IR, so he will not be with them. Gardner is out, and I think Braden is going to be out as well with a concussion. So they are down to Jalen Jones and Mekhi Blackman as their outside corners, and Jonathan Edwards and Cameron Mitchell backing them up. So this is probably going to be the most difficult game of the year and the most difficult to win because of the circumstances that you're in with the roster, the quarterback situation, the injuries, and everything else. But that's why they play the games. So the Colts are 8-5 heading into this game, facing a 10-3 Seahawks team that are 13.5-point favorites. I don't know for sure who's going to be quarterbacking the Colts. It will either be Phillip Rivers, which would be my betting guess, and or Riley Leonard. But I think it's going to be Phil. So let's get into the Seahawks here. I'm going to go through their offense first. Play callers Clint Kubiak on everybody's list of hot assistant coaches and guys that are probably going to get looks at head coaching jobs. He calls the plays, and he does a hell of a job doing it. They score 30 a game, which is second in the league. They've turned the ball over 23 times. Only given up 17 sacks. They're 9th in passing yards, 18th in rushing yards. At quarterback, the trigger man is Sam Darnold, 3,162 yards, 68% pass completion percentage, 22 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 2 game-winning drives. So, we've seen Sam before. One thing about Sam is you can get pressure on him, he will turn it over. So they will turn the ball. This offense will put it on the ground. They will turn it over. They're 31st offensively in turnovers because they take a lot of chances with the receiving core that they have and the offense that they have. I remember back to the Sunday night game, I think it was against Houston at home. They turned it over, I think, 4 or 5 times and still won the game. And that tells you they've got a really good defense, but I'll get into that in a minute. At running back, it's a two-headed monster. Kenneth Walker III, 170 attempts, 762 yards, 4 touchdowns, 4.5 yards per attempt. Other running back they use a lot, Zach Charbonnet, 132 carries, 483 yards rushing, and 8 touchdowns. So they use him closer to the goal line. Only a 3.7 yards per attempt average. So definitely Kenneth Walker is more the explosive player, and Zach Charbonnet is more of the phone booth kind of get a tough yard guy. Then we get to the man, the guy that is putting on an absolute show this year at wide receiver. Out of that wide receiver factory that they got going at Ohio State right now, Jackson Smith and Jigba, 89 catches, 1,428 yards, 9 touchdowns. This is through 13 games. He's just been wrecking defenses all year. Lou's going to have to come up with a plan. I would think they're going to double him all game and make somebody else beat them. Um, this matchup is just brutal. And then you look at the other key players. AJ Barner, tight end, is second on the team in receptions with 40. Cooper Kupp, still playing solid football. Uh, uh, Rashid Shaheed is an explosive player. You'll remember back a couple years ago, he absolutely cooked us. 3 receptions, 153 yards when he's with the Saints for, I think, a touchdown. He doesn't make a lot of catches, but the ones he makes are big, and he's also a monster in the return game with elite speed. So you got him at receiver, and then you've got Torrey Horton at wide receiver, who I think is second in touchdown receptions on their roster. So they have a theme with the Seahawks is they have a lot of really good players on both sides of the ball that make a lot of plays on both sides of the ball. So there's not, I mean, there is one guy you can circle, but if you take him away, there are other guys that can beat you. So this offense is playing at a high level, scoring a ton of points a game, and they're very efficient. They've been playing well, and they're running off quite a streak of games of playing well. So the Colts, they got their work cut out for them. I don't know what the answer is going to be to this, but I would expect them to try to double Njigba as much as possible and try to slow down the running game, because one thing they're very balanced offensively. They like to run the ball and they like to throw the ball, so it's very complementary offense. So the Colts are going to have to take some of that away and play a lot better than they have the last few weeks and get off the field on third down, tackle well, not give up big plays. These are all major factors in this game against this offense that are those things have to happen, or this game won't be close. They do turn the ball over, so the Colts have to be opportunistic, force some turnovers to have a chance in this game. So that's a quick look at the Seattle offense. Again, 30 points a game. Now you flip over to the Seattle defense. It's a 3-4 base defense. Play caller Mike McDonald's done an outstanding job since he's taken over for Seattle, building this defense into really one of the best in the NFL. They give up 17 points per game, which is second in the league. They've forced 21 turnovers, which is 15th in the league, and they've sacked the quarterback 41 times. So their pass rush is elite. They have a lot of really, really good players. I'm essentially just going to name their entire starting 11 when I'm talking about, because they get plays from all those guys. They're 11th versus the pass, 4th versus the run in yards. So let's get into their personnel. At one end, you've got Leonard Williams, who I think came over from the Jets, or was it the Giants? I can't even remember. I get the New York teams mixed up because they've had so many good defensive tackles that have left. But 40 tackles, 7 sacks, 7 tackles for a loss, 19 quarterback hits. He's a game wrecker. He's 31 years old and still playing at an extremely high level. Then on the outside, you've got DeMarcus Lawrence, who is 33 years old, still playing at a high level. 33 tackles, 5 sacks, 9 tackles for a loss, 17 quarterback hits, 2 forced fumbles, and 2 touchdowns. And then at linebacker inside, you've got Ernest Jones, 48 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 5 interceptions. Crazy. So he's great in coverage, 1 touchdown. So, that's just a few of the guys. Then you look, the best player on this defense probably is Devin Witherspoon. Really good shutdown corner on the outside. Then you've got Reek Woolen, Josh Jobe, those guys, Nick Amorori at nickel and free safety. The defensive tackle Byron Murphy's been making big plays for him. Jaron Reed at defensive end, Drake Thomas at linebacker. All these guys make a ton of plays. Like, I think Drake Thomas leads the team in tackle for loss. Every one of these guys I'm listing has like a category that they're leading in. So there's just guys all over the field that are just absolute ballers on this defense. And we're going into this game without our right tackle and probably going to start a rookie in Jalen Travis. So this is not the defense that you want to have, a rookie starting against, because one, the Colts have always kind of struggled against 3-4 base defenses, and they can give you a lot of different looks, a lot of different blitz looks, and so they got their work cut out for them. They really do. It's a very complete team, a team I could easily see in the Super Bowl. They're very, very talented. They're very well coached. They're like I guess I don't know. They're basically Houston, but with an elite offense. So, and then their special teams are really good. They've got a good kicker, a good punter. There's really not a weak spot that I can find on this team. In the games that they've lost, which there's only 3, they've turned the ball over and they haven't gotten turnovers. And that's and the key to this game, honestly, because I looked at the Titans, who played Seattle tough. They didn't turn the ball over. That's the key to the game. If you turn the ball, this is another team. If you turn the ball over against, they will blow you off the field. And with Phil coming back and or Riley Leonard, it's just not a recipe this week for an upset, I don't think. But I'll go through my keys to the game. I've kind of intermittently peppered them into this, personnel capsule that I've done on their team. But first, the one I just gave you, no turnovers. They absolutely cannot turn the ball over. One of the, and in a bigger picture, in that, don't get pre-snap penalties. Don't get behind the sticks. This is a game you have to stay ahead of the sticks in, because this defense, they're opportunistic as hell. They get after the quarterback. You do not want to put Phillip Rivers in 3rd and long against this team, because you might as well just run it and punt, to be quite honest with you. So no turnovers, stay ahead of the sticks. Number 2, run the ball. They have had some games where they've given up yardage, but I think it's been late in games. The Colts have to commit to it and find a way, to whatever way that is, to be able to get 4 yards a clip in this game running the ball, to set up short yardage and keep our defense off the field, and keep that offense off the field. So running the ball, very important for the reasons I just said. You want to possess the ball, keep them off the field, not only the Seahawks, but also our defense, because our defense is going to be down. Sauce and Mooney, bare minimum. DeForest might play, but I don't think he's going to be 100%, and I don't think he's going to play a ton of snaps, because he's coming off the neck thing, and they're probably going to try to work him back in slowly. So, again, number 2, run the ball. 3, on your pass plays, get the ball out quick. You do not want to have your defense or your offensive line having to block this front 7 for a prolonged period of time. They're too good. They've got playmakers up and down. They go 8 deep with these guys. You just, their edge rushers are good. There's 4 good ones. Their down linemen are good. Their inside guys are good. There's just really not a lot of weaknesses. So you want to just get the ball out quick. It's going to have to be a lot of short game stuff, and you're just going to have to win at the line of scrimmage. I mean, that's the bottom line. Our receivers are going to have to win off the line of scrimmage. Then for our defense, get off the field on 3rd down. We've stunk at it all year. We haven't done it really well. You got to do it this week to have a chance. They're going to score points. We've got to minimize the amount of chances they get by possessing the ball. But when our defense is on the field, they've got to get off on 3rd down to give us any chance to win this game. Because if they don't, it's just going to be the same thing we saw last week. And then finally, this is kind of an all-encompassing thing for the team. Play smart, play hard, limit penalties, tackle well, and don't give up big plays. That's specific to the defense, but you can really say it for the whole team. You really have to be in it, believe you can win this game, go in it with that mentality, and play hard for the entire game. don't quit. Like I saw them quit last week. That's what it looked like to me, especially on the defensive side of the ball, and that's like, unacceptable. Um, so just everything's going to have to go right for them to even be in this game, because it's just such a unique situation. Had we played him earlier in the year, I would have thought this was an even matchup, but we've now lost so many good football players to injury. It's just such an uphill climb for this game. I just want to see Phillip show that he's capable of still playing well enough to keep us in games and give us a chance to win. Do I expect that to happen in this game? No, because of the team we're playing is just simply too good. It's on the road. It's just not this whole. If they win this game, it's the biggest upset of the season. Like really, legitimately, that's why the line is 13.5, because of the situation and the scenario and who they're playing and where they're playing, who they've got quarterbacking. My hope lies in the last 3 games. This was not a game that I thought they were going to win regardless, but with the way it's set now, it's just not going to. I just don't see any way we win this game unless Seattle just completely implodes, and I just don't see that happening with this coach and this staff and his team, the way they play. They haven't done that really all year. Any game I think that they've lost has been close. So they don't typically do that. So my prediction for this game, I'm going to say 34-13. I think we're going to turn it over. I think we're going to have a hard time running the ball. I think our defense is going to struggle against their offense. I mean, it's all the things that it's essentially going to be a repeat of the Jacksonville game, I think, although I think Seattle is superior to Jacksonville. So I hope it's closer than that. I hope they show me more than that. But I just think this is probably almost literally the worst matchup the Colts could have in this scenario because of the way this team plays defense, the pressure they put on the quarterback, the ability to stop the run. This is like, if I could just pick one place I wouldn't want to go outside of like Jacksonville, because I mean that's just impossible, like a 0% chance we're going to win. This would be the other. This is, I mean, if you're just talking teams, this would be the team that I would not want to play, and that's the team we have to play. So I think they get beat by about 3 touchdowns. But there is a way to stay in the game, and like I said, it's just you got to be able to run the ball, not turn it over, tackle well, no big plays, no penalties, get off the field on 3rd down. Those are the keys to this game. Getting the ball out quick, keeping Phil clean, staying ahead of the sticks. I mean, these are all the things that have to happen for this game to be close. Now, if all those things happen and we force at least 2 turnovers, if all those things happen, we will be in the game. I don't even think if all those things happen, it's a guarantee we win the game. That's how much of a difference I think there is between these 2 teams right now. But I just want to see positive, like as crazy as this sounds, I just want to see positive steps with Phil and our offense, and maybe see him get better as the game goes on. See the defense play hard the entire game, even if they fall behind. So yeah, and one other thing I didn't mention, Seattle's they're as healthy as I think they've been all year. So they're trending like we're trending in completely opposite directions in that way as well. So that's those are my keys to the game. Really, Seattle's had games where they've turned it over 4 times this year. They will turn the ball over. If you get 11 hats to the ball, they'll put it on the ground. If you pressure Darnold, he'll put it in harm's way. He will force some balls, but we've got to find a way to get pressure on him. And we simply just have not gotten anything from our pass rush, not nearly enough to win games in the last couple weeks. So those things all have to change. So even without the quarterback issues, we still have other issues that have to be fixed. And first and foremost, the defense has to get back to playing the way it was earlier in the year. without its best players. And I just don't see how you make that happen. Lou's got his work cut out for him. But I'll be watching. Like I tweeted like I said on Twitter, like the vibes were bad, then they were good. I'm not sure how good they'll be after this game. But at least they're in, like now at least it's interesting. Now at least we all have a reason to watch the last 4 games. Because I'll be honest with you, if we were running out Brett Rippon and even Riley, I mean, I just don't see him leading them to wins or helping them. Because the one thing I will say about Phil that I know is he is going to get them in the right plays. He's going to be able to read the defenses, things that Riley can't do yet because he's so young and shouldn't be expected to have to do. So that's one really positive thing, that there is nothing Seattle can do on defense that he hasn't seen and can't audible us into the right play to beat said look that he's getting. That is a positive, but again, it's going to come down to execution, being able to block the guy in front of you or beat the guy in front of you, and it's just such a bad matchup for the Colts. But again, after this game, we'll have 8 days to get ready for San Francisco. Maybe get Sauce back, maybe get Buck even healthier. So like the last 3 are the ones that we really have to find a way to win. This was not the one that I thought that they would win. If they somehow win this game, then Super Bowl's back on, because I don't know how they win this game. I think this is the most difficult game of the season, if I haven't said that enough. So, I'll be interested to see what Phil does. I hope we can keep him upright and he can make some plays and we can keep the game close and maybe win it at the end. But if they keep this game within single digits, I'll be shocked. So, like my friend Chris Berman always says, that's why they play the games. There's been upsets before. Who knows what can happen? Colts are going to have to come out with their best performance of the year by everybody. Coaches, players. And this is kind of when Shane does his best work, when nobody thinks they have a chance in hell to win. So who knows? And I'm all for, empty the clip, man. If you need to run Riley put in some running plays for Riley or Tyler Warren at quarterback to sneak, whatever. Like, empty the clip if you want to. Like, we've got to think outside the box the last 4 games on both sides of the ball. So I hope everybody's had a good week. I hope everybody enjoys the weekend of football. Lots of great games this weekend. And I'm excited for the game and kind of scared for the game, because this is a tough ask for this team and quarterback. But I'll be sitting there watching 425 just like everybody else. So everybody enjoy your weekend. Again, leave your comments. What do you think the final score is going to be down below? How do you think the Colts do? What is your expectation? And if you have any friends, pass along the podcast. Still trying to grow it. I'm one away from 780 subscribers, which is a lot for me. I don't think I've ever gotten that many. So, if you can share it, I'd really appreciate it. And I appreciate all you guys' support and listening. And I'll be back after the game for the post-game wrap-up. And until then, this has been Culture Uncut with your host, Jason Spears.